Hello, everyone. It's almost Thanksgiving in America. That's right, it's time for gluttony, pretending to care about our fellow man, and quietly ruminating about everything that we failed to do in the last year and everything that we've lost. On a more serious note, I did lose something this year. If you've watched the channel, I lost my grandfather earlier this year. And since then, we have had to clean out his home and get everything prepared, and what you're seeing here is a teapot. My grandmother, who passed away in 1996, collected teapots, and my grandfather just left them where they were at. Occasionally he moved them, but they always stayed on the top shelf in his kitchen. And so on top of the shelves, there was a little lip, so you couldn't see part of the teapot. It was about like that. And so my grandmother and grandfather put boxes underneath these to raise them up, so you could see them if you were in the kitchen. Now, as my brothers and I went through and took the teapots down, I took some, one of my brothers took some, my great aunt took some, we started to look at the boxes that were underneath them, and they're somewhat interesting. Several of them were food, and so I figured that in the spirit of Thanksgiving, I would show these quite old food boxes to, maybe give some nostalgia. I'm going to start with probably the least interesting one, for most people, but it's very interesting for me, and it's this. Kroger Quality Guaranteed Entrees, spaghetti with meat sauce. Yes, so this is your standard, microwavable spaghetti dinner. This one is very strange, and it's strange because I live in northern Idaho. I have no idea where the nearest Kroger is. It is pretty far away. My grandfather lived in a rural area, and there are no Krogers anywhere. It's very strange because I think there's a merger happening with Safeway, Albertsons, Kroger right now. Weirdly, Safeway and Albertsons both started in Idaho. Kroger, nothing to do with us. And there's some ifs also about Safeway, because there's some Oregon and some California, they all kind of merged together. Albertsons, very much Idaho. But if you can see this meal expired on May 9th. We're Americans, so it's May 9th of 1994. So this is a 30-year-old box of spaghetti. It's empty. There is no gross spaghetti inside, but that is the mystery box of Kroger spaghetti, I guess. Also, very bad price. This is 30 years ago, $1.49. This is totally not worth $1.49. For a $2.50 in modern day money, for $2.50, so $1 more than this, you could go and get a massive thing of spaghetti at Dollar Tree and a jar of sauce for $1 more than this. And if you adjusted for inflation, I'm sure this was, worth $800 billion in 1994 money. The next thing is something a lot of people remember. Philadelphia snack bars. Everybody misses these, but most people tend to miss the strawberry ones. I always like the chocolate chip ones, and that's exactly what these are. I was probably the person who got these. Obviously, this is much newer than that, although it does say new. And these expired in, it appears to be the 2nd of August in 2000. So a pre-9/11 Philadelphia snack bars here. These are fantastic. And so here are all of the offerings. Strawberry cheesecake, classic cheesecake, chocolate chip cheesecake, and white chocolate raspberry cheesecake. And so, yeah, Philadelphia was great. I loved these. That's why I was a fat kid. But yeah, these were great. This, interestingly enough, is newer. And so what this tells me is that my grandfather, at some point, changed out a box, because all of the teapots up top were put there by my grandmother, except one. My brother made one in an art class for my grandfather. And so he must have shifted them and needed a new box. And so I guess in 2000, which lines up properly because my brother's a few years older than me. So yeah, in the year 2000, I had myself, and my grandfather had some as well, I guess, because my grandfather did not like cheesecake. I mean, he ate it, but he actually told me once that he didn't like it. So these were clearly probably eaten by myself and my brothers. So yeah, I enjoyed these 24 years ago. So yay. And finally, something that is interesting because of pop culture reasons, Ritz crackers. And you're probably wondering what's pop culture-y-ish about Ritz crackers. Well, it's because there's a giveaway on the back of this. And if you'll note, it says save up to $18 on Sony's hottest holiday gifts. See details in the back. So when we flip them around, what do we see? We see save $3 on CDs and cassettes, save $5 on videos, and save $10 on video games. So let's take a look first at the CDs and cassettes. So with CDs and cassettes, we have Regina Belle, Passion, Michael Bolton's newest release, Mary Chapin Carpenter's Come On, Come On, Celine Dion, The Color of My Love, Gloria Estefan, Mi Tierra, Jordi, Pochette Surprise, Johnny Mathis, How Do You Keep the Music Playing, Willie Nelson, Across the Borderline, Dolly Parton, Slow Dancing with the Moon, Ren and Stimpy, You Idiot, and Croc O' Christmas, Sleepless in Seattle, the soundtrack, Luther Vandross, Never Let Me Go, and music from the original motion picture, The Last Action Hero. Yes, there is Schwarzenegger. Then, for save $5 on videos, we have Hook, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 3, the best one. No, obviously not. Honeymoon in Vegas, A League of Their Own, The Snowman, Prancer, The Bridge on the River Kwai, and Milo and Otis. And then finally, for video games, and again, right here, we have Super Nintendo and Sega Genesis. We have Cliffhanger, Bram Stoker's Dracula, ESPN Baseball Tonight, ESPN Sunday Night NFL, Jeopardy, The Last Action Hero, and Wheel of Fortune. So hopefully that was a blast from the past about eating these Ritz crackers, which back then were sold for $2.49. And I don't believe I ever did find the sell-by date on these. Nope, no sell-by date. But I would not eat Ritz crackers that came out when people were buying the Last Action Hero soundtrack. And frankly, I would not allow anyone in my home that bought the Last Action Hero soundtrack. But with that, here are all of the weird little boxes that propped up the teapots at my grandpa's house. And so, if you enjoyed any of these, good for you. If you didn't, that's fine, because frankly, the only thing here that still exists I'm sure there's some Kroger frozen spaghetti somewhere, but there's no more snack bars, and I'm sure Ritz crackers are still readily available for anybody who likes to eat dry, salty discs. But other than that, I hope you enjoyed this. I hope you have a wonderful Thanksgiving and all your dreams come true.